Hello, everyone. My name is Jen Ramirez, and I work with the FSU Service Scholar Program here at the FSU Center for Leadership and Service. And today I'm going to give you a little bit more information about the program. So before we get started, in any point, if you have any questions that you did not get answered or would just like to also know a little bit more, you are more than welcome to reach out to us on our email, servicescholars@admin.fsu.edu, as well as visiting our webpage, www.thecenter.fsu.edu/service scholars. So, to kind of get us started, the Service Scholar Program started in 1997 when five students were awarded scholarships. Bill Moeller, the founder of the Service Scholar Program, stated it is important to plant good seeds. It was important for Bill to create this program because he saw that many civically engaged students were having to choose between finding employment or doing service in the community. He didn't want financial barriers to ever be a reason for students not to serve, so the scholarship began to fill the gap. When welcoming in new cohorts of the scholars, Bill would share with them the Service Scholar Program was what we say the three Ps. The first one is a promise. It's more than just a handshake and a scholarship check. It's a promise of investment in you as a person. It is a promise that you will be treated like a family. It is a promise from you that you will work to improve the world around you. Next P is program. There is a curricular component to this program that is intentional and by design. There is more than icebreakers and pizza parties. The scholar evenings and curricular requirements are designed to prepare you to be more aware of the world, social issues, and sustainable ways to create change. And finally, purpose. Each of us is called to serve with a specific purpose. This purpose may change over time, but as part of the Service Scholar Program, we hope that you will find your purpose in this work as well as within your life. So, some overall general information about the program is this is a 4-year scholarship. Incoming first-year students are selected to receive 18,000, and so between fall and spring, you get dispersed $2,250 from those 2 semesters for a total of 4 years. We have some service requirements, and so students are expected to complete 75 hours of service each fall and spring. But when you're first entering during your first fall semester, we're only expecting 45, so that way you're able to kind of get a sense of the new community and getting yourself acquainted to Florida State as well as the Tallahassee and Big Bend area. And we also have co-curricular requirements as part of the program too. And so what some of this entails is an academic component. And so in some of the courses, you'll have a 1 credit course that you have to take. And following that, it's different depending on the year. So to talk a little bit more about the the program academic curricular component. During year 1, it is all about exploring. You are first getting started here. You're kind of getting your feet wet, understanding the different service opportunities that we have here in Tallahassee in the Big Bend area and kind of get it familiar. And so you'll take a 1 credit course in the fall and spring. This does count as an Engage 100 requirement. And so you'll go ahead and satisfy that as well. During the fall, it's more about learning the history of Tallahassee and the Big Bend community and also kind of knowing what the local service is. And during the spring class, we are starting to pilot it. We are piloting this year for it to surround storytelling and leadership development, and kind of how are we telling the story of the community, and how do ourselves as leaders come and play a role in that. During year 2, you're starting to engage more with the service. And so you take a 0 credit course in the fall and spring, and the course surrounds asset-based community needs and nonprofit management. And so you're kind of taking a look at the ways that nonprofits work and exploring a little bit more into community-based research. During year 3, you're now committing to the service. And so with this is you work together with your instructor and cohort mate in order to then complete a 60-hour internship at a specific service site of and you'll also have like monthly cohort meetings. And during year four, this is where you're starting to commence your purpose, right? You're starting to commence your service, and so now you are giving back to the program and also looking out. Okay, how are you going to continue your service throughout the rest of your career in your life? And so this theme is all focused on the generativity of knowledge, monthly cohort meetings, as well as kind of identifying some of those adaptive leadership practices and skills to help you achieve that. So this is our Service Scholar Curriculum Overview tree, which you can also find on our website. It kind of talks to you. It kind of talks to you about basically all the academic curricular components to it that we just discussed. Also shows you some of the other things that we do here in the program, such as we follow along with reflection. And so during evenings and special cases, service scholars are assigned their own journals, so you can kind of reflect and think about your experience, as well as some traditions that we do here at in the program. And so we have a winter celebration where we all come together as a cohort and kind of do a white elephant gift exchange. And also do like an interactive component to it as well, where we're all kind of working together, a traditional book press, and 30-year poster presentations where kind of going back to that 30-year curriculum where you're doing the internship, you also have to present that to the rest of the cohort, as well as our senior send-off, and kind of celebrating those that have gone through the program and completed and are ready to go on right after the whether it is grad school or like straight into their career. You also, part of the requirements for the scholarship is you have to attend scholar evenings. And so these are evenings where it is one Sunday a month where we all come together as all four cohorts as well as alumni. And you kind of hear more and dive into your professional development. And so we'll have guest speakers, whether that's campus partners or community partners, who'll come and kind of talk about a specific topic for the month. And we also have, and you also get mentored through the program, not just with the faculty, but as well as with other scholars. And so scholars are also assigned a peer, or what we call buddies, in order to kind of guide and help mentor them through the program. So some of the different social programming aspects that we have to the program, right, in order to complete those service hours is we have a student board that works together to help create social events for scholars to continue to meet, maybe outside of the evenings. And during that too, they also create service events and service events that other scholars can kind of go to as well. And so, right, it's all about keeping in that connection, keeping in that a welcoming feeling, and kind of like doing the service components together, like it as a community. As far as the application for this cycle, cycle 30, goes, there are the most common questions that we keep getting asked. The first one is, who counts as a recommender? So recommenders are those that can speak highly on your behalf in your service and leadership experience through a series of prompts. And so in order for more information, including the prompts, you can visit our website on the application process, where we have listed there. And so something that we always encourage is you to try not to choose family or friends as recommenders, right? So that way, someone that can speak highly of your experiences and how you are shaped as a servant leader. Another new question that we got is, what are you looking for in the video essay? So for the video submissions, we want to get to know who you are. We want to get to know who you are as a well-rounded person, right? And so we ask that you answer in the video all 4 prompts that are provided in a cohesive personal narrative video submission. What we are not looking for is any professional editing works or extra reels. You don't have to have different types of filters or lighting or anything of that. We want to just get to hear who you are and just answering those 4 prompts. So for this cycle, the application is due Monday, February 23rd at 6 a.m. Eastern Time in the SurveyMonkey Apply system. And so as with your application that is due is also the information regarding who your recommenders are going to be. Now, your recommenders have their own separate recommendation form that they must fill out, which they'll get an email link as soon as you input their information, and they have to complete that form by March 4th. By midnight Eastern time. And so with this is we do not accept any personal letters of recommendations. It is strictly through the online form. And so if you have any questions or your recommenders have any more questions or anything, feel free to email us so we can troubleshoot and kind of help things get along. And then after that, if you're selected as a finalist interviews are will be in April, and we'll send out more information regarding that as we get closer. And then finally, if you're selected in one of the spots for our program, you must accept the offer by May 4th in order to kind of help with getting the money and stuff like that. All right, so that is all that I had. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email us at servicescholars@admin.fsu.edu or continue to visit our webpage, www.thecenter.fsu.edu/servicescholars. Thank you and have a good one.